Someone in your life has been draining you. You know it. You've known it for a while. And every time you think about saying something, drawing a line, pushing back, asking for space, something stops you. Not fear exactly, something older than fear. Something that sounds like, who am I to say no? Well, that's what we're talking about today. So welcome to Sundays with PP, short weekly resets to help you enjoy your youth, know yourself, and get ready for a future that's changing fast. A boundary isn't a wall that you build to keep people out. It's a line you draw to protect what's worth keeping, including yourself. Most of you were never given permission to draw that line. Well, today, I'm giving it to you. Let's back up a bit. Marcus Aurelius was an emperor of Rome, so yeah, we're backing way up. He had more power than most humans in history have ever held. And the thing he wrote about more than anything else, in a journal he never intended for anyone to read, by the way, was how not to let the outside world colonize or take over the inside world. He called it the Inner Citadel. The idea is this: your mind is a fortress. What happens outside cannot harm what's inside unless you open the gate. There's probably a more modern example of, you're a ship out at sea. The only way that it can sink is if you let the water in. So here's what Marcus understood that most people miss. The gate doesn't open from the outside. It only opens from the inside. When you fail to set a boundary, you haven't been overpowered. You've voluntarily unlocked the door. The anxiety you feel around certain people, certain situations, certain demands on your time, that is the sound of your inner citadel sending up a distress signal. It's not weakness, it's intelligence. Learn to trust yourself. So the question is whether you're going to respond to that alarm or not. Doing the hard thing here, and it is hard, means saying something, holding something, protecting something that nobody taught you to protect. And that is your mental real estate, your own territory. The principle of doing hard things isn't about dramatic moments. It's about these quiet ones where you choose to stand on your own ground instead of slowly giving it away. When you slowly give it away, one day you're just going to blow up, and then all of a sudden you're the problem. Well, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about responsible ownership of your mind. Lao Tzu wrote something that sounds almost counterintuitive. Knowing others is wisdom, but knowing yourself is enlightenment. Now, he's not talking about personality tests. He's talking about a deep, honest accounting of what you are, what you carry, and what you cannot carry, what you value, and what you're willing to sacrifice. Here's where it connects with anxiety. Most of the anxiety that you carry around relationships and expectations isn't about the future. It's about a gap. The gap between what you're allowing and what you're actually believing is right. When you say yes to something that every fiber of you knows is no, the gap widens, and anxiety is what lives in that gap. Lao Tzu also wrote about water. Water doesn't announce itself. It doesn't argue. It just finds the shape that works and moves around what blocks it. And it carves canyons over time. That's the black coffee theory in action. You don't fight what's draining you by obsessing over the drain. You redirect your attention towards what you want to build. Clarity first. The boundary follows clarity. Now in Matthew 5, verse 37, Jesus said, "Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Anything beyond that comes from the evil one." Well, that verse usually gets read, and it's something related to lying. But sit with that a minute. A yes that isn't really a yes and a no that isn't really a no, those don't just deceive other people, they deceive you. They teach you not to trust your own word. They erode the foundation that every healthy relationship and every serious commitment has to be built on. My mind goes to marriage vows. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. And if you're not ready, then let your no be no. When you can't say no, your yes means nothing. Not to the people around you, and eventually not to yourself. Christian faith, rightly understood, is not a religion of unlimited deference or giving in. Jesus wasn't a pushover. Remember, he cleared the temple. He walked away from crowds who wanted to use him. He said the hard thing in the moment when the soft thing would have been easier. A boundary is not selfishness. It's honoring the person who God made you to be. It's a prerequisite, not the obstacle, to loving other people well. So here's what I want you to do this week. Just one thing. Identify the relationship or situation that's been draining you. Not the most dramatic one, but the most persistent one. The one that comes to mind first right now. Probably the one you're trying not to think about. Name what you've been allowing. Write it down if it helps. And then decide what changes. You don't have to do it perfectly. In fact, you won't do it perfectly. You don't have to do it loudly. You just have to do it once. Because that one time, that single act of holding your own ground teaches your nervous system something it may never have learned. It teaches you that you can do it. That's how you retrain anxiety. Not by eliminating the thing that makes you nervous, but by proving to yourself that you can stand in it and not collapse. It's like Batman standing amidst all those bats flying around him. He controlled himself. That's all you can do. When you don't control yourself, others will. A boundary isn't a wall. It's a line that says, this is who I am, and this is what I'm willing to carry. Everything beyond that, I'm putting down. You were never given permission to draw that line while I just gave it to you. The rest is up to you. You can think yourself into fear, or you can train yourself into freedom, one boundary at a time. Now, if this landed for you, share it with one person who needed to hear it. Leave a comment about what you're putting down this week. I do read them. And if you want to go deeper on this, community, monthly live conversations, content that go further than a Sunday video can, my link to Patreon's below. Come join the reset. And remember, God loves you, so do I.